Welcome to the Medium in the Middle podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie, the medium in the middle. This podcast is going to walk you through my journey into mediumship and how I came to realize that I could communicate with souls that have passed over. My adventure started just over a year ago when unusual situations started happening to me. It wasn't until I really started to pay attention to them that it all started to come together. I wrote down everything that I was experiencing this past year in a little black book, and this podcast is going to be a recap of all of those memories leading up to where I am today in my mediumship journey. I will be releasing new episodes every Tuesday, and I recommend listening to the podcast in order, starting with episode 1, as my story will unfold more week by week. If you would like to stay connected with me, follow me on Instagram at mediuminthemiddle. Hello and welcome back. This is episode 49 of the Medium in the Middle podcast. I know last week I said that I was at a year of podcasting, but I've decided to save my 1-year celebration episode for when we actually hit episode 52. So in a few weeks that'll come up and I'll do a birthday episode, and I think I might do a Q&A and a year in review, talk about the podcast. So that will be coming up. But this week I have an exciting topic. I had someone on Instagram DM me this idea, so thank you because it's a great idea. She suggested I talk about evil eye. I have an evil eye tattoo. I have evil eye stories and what it is, how it's affected my life. I just could talk about evil eye all day. I'm obsessed. So this episode is going to be about all things evil eye from my perspective, from what I know, what I grew up learning, what we were kind of taught, and I'm excited to share that with you all. If you are new to the podcast, I would love a rating and a review. If you're an iTunes user, it's super easy and it just takes a few moments of your time and it really helps me out in the podcast world. So I really appreciate it if you've already left a review, and I would love if you could leave a review. So thank you very much. If you do want to book an appointment with me, themediuminthemiddle.com, Akashic Records, Distance Reiki, that's all available on there. And the links to everything will be in the show notes, the link to my website, the link to my Facebook, the link to my Instagram. Medium in the Middle is everywhere. All right, let's get into the week. So this week I pulled a card for you guys asking what we need to know. And I think this card was for me. I've never pulled this card before, so very exciting. It's card number 52. I'm pulling from the Colette Baron-Reid Enchanted Map deck. And card number 52 is the Magical Map Shifter. The short description is Spirit orchestrates everyone's destiny. And the long description, the full card description, when the Magical Map Shifter card arrives, it comes with a mission to make you aware of the people who come into your life to impact your personal growth. Perhaps you may meet a soulmate whose presence invites you to be the best you that you can be, or someone who leads you out of difficulty and into a place of safety or success. Pay attention to those individuals who cross your path today and cause you to reflect on your journey. Be awake and aware, and you'll recognize them for the important change agents that they are. Your whole perspective about who you are and why you're here will shift. The Magical Map Shifter always initiates you into a better version of yourself. The Magical Map Shifter. Very interesting. I've never pulled this card before in any deck, not only this deck. So if you want to see a picture of the card, just head over to my Instagram. I always post a picture on my stories if you want to physically see it. This one's actually a really cool card. It's a really nice illustration. Okay, so let's get into this week's episode. I have a few different stories to talk about, and they are about all things evil eye. So let's start off with what is evil eye, and we'll kind of go from there. So I'm going to explain this as my family's view and what I grew up with, and we're Lebanese. So this is kind of what they do in Lebanon, and all my family who I'm going to be talking about in this episode, they're all Lebanese as well. So I'm going to start from the beginning. So we place an evil eye, which is this gold eye with a blue center. I'll put a picture on it on my Instagram as well because I have a necklace now. But we put a small one on babies when they're first born. I forget how long you put it on, but at least for the first month, you put it underneath their clothes, so on their undershirt. We attach it to a pin and we put it on the baby, and it's to protect the baby from evil eye because it is believed that when babies are young and everyone's like, oh, the baby's so cute, like that's when they can get evil eye. So you put the little pin on them to protect them. So I don't know how long you put it on. If you keep it on for a year, you just always pin it on their undershirt. What is evil eye? So evil eye is you can give it to someone, you can receive it. It's when you say something and your intent is the opposite. So it's when you'll say something nice, but you mean it in a lustful way. You mean it in a way that like you want that thing. So for example, you could say, oh wow, like you have such beautiful hair. I love your hair. But if you're meaning it in like, I want your hair type of way, like I wish I had hair like that, in a way that's like not nice, you're not being like, wow, I love your hair. You're like, wow, I love your hair. Like I wish it was mine. So the same way it was like why we do that to babies. When people are saying that babies are so cute, we want them to have like good intentions when they say that. So if you're like, oh, your baby's beautiful in a way that's not nice, then you're giving the baby evil eye. This is hard to talk about because it might not really make sense, but I'm going to give you a few examples about how you know you have evil eye, who can give you evil eye. So people can give you evil eye by looking at you. People can give you evil eye by saying something to you, but there's like the intent is that it's like a malintent. So I know for Italians, they use like a little horn. So they actually tie the horn to little children, and the I love you sign. So if you put up your hand, you know how you say I love you with your thumb out, your first finger, and your pinky. They will do that and point it at someone, but down, if they think someone's giving them the evil eye. So they're always like, if someone's looking at you in a weird way, you do the I love you sign, but you point it down and you kind of shake your hand at them. And that's kind of like evil eye be gone almost. So I'm a big believer of the evil eye. I have an evil eye tattoo. I have an evil eye necklace. I have evil eye earrings. I just really believe in the evil eye. I believe that people can look at you and just give you that wrong look, and then it sits on you. It's like a weight. It's also energy. So it's that look of just the look of the evil eye. So anyway, so I am very sensitive. I know when I have evil eye, and I know when I need to be cleared of evil eye. So now that I have my tattoo, I feel very good because it's like my protection. So I got my tattoo. It's on my right wrist and it's facing outwards, and it's just my protection from evil eye. So it's just like the Italians do when they do I forget what I don't know what it's called, but they do that thing with their hand. It's almost like your protection. So if I'm not wearing my necklace, I have my tattoo and I'm good. So I have a few stories to tell about the evil eye. The first story is my grandma believes that her brother died of evil eye. So my grandma is from a family of 8 children, and one of the boys died when he was very young. So this was in Lebanon a very long time ago, so it's not very specific, but he died when he was a baby is what they will tell you. So let's say between 1 and 3 years old probably. And because he was a new baby, apparently he was very beautiful, and they were out playing in the yard. The kids were out playing in the yard in Lebanon, and the neighbor was walking their donkey by. This is a real story. They were walking the donkey by, and the neighbor saw the baby boy, and they said, wow, what a beautiful baby. And 1 week later, the baby died, and everyone says the neighbor killed him because the neighbor gave him evil eye when she said, wow, the baby boy is beautiful. And if you ask anyone in my grandma's family, they will say that her brother died from evil eye. So obviously there's no proof. We don't know actually how he died. He could have gotten sick and died, but if you ask them, he died from the evil eye from the neighbor who was walking by and said that. So I can tell when people give me evil eye. I used to get it a lot when Joe and I were engaged. I had like a big ring, and I used to get evil eye so much to the point where I would hide my hand in my other hand so that people couldn't see my ring. And that actually is what started me wanting an evil eye tattoo. So even after we broke up, I still got the tattoo because I still want to be protected from evil eye. But I got evil eye so much when I was wearing my engagement ring. And I would just feel it. It's just like that look. People would be like, wow, you're a diamond. That's really big. Like, I work in the industry. I know about that. And it's just like that tone, the look in their eyes, you just know. So my auntie does this evil eye ceremony, and it's called the sosa. The sosa is what you do when you have evil eye. You have to find someone that knows how to do it. So she can only teach a boy. So the way that, because I wanted to learn how to do the sosa, but she can't teach me. So she would have to teach a boy, and then a boy would have to teach me, and then I would have to teach a boy. So it has to go girl, boy, girl, boy. So she said that she can't teach me. So anyways, all I know is that when we have the evil eye, we go to my aunt and we ask her to do the sosa for us. And this is what she does. So you have to sit on a chair and nobody can touch you when you're sitting on the chair. And then you have a towel and you hold the towel. So then your aunt or whoever's doing it for you has a tray. And on the tray, there's a pot with water, there's scissors, and there's something green. I think that's all that's on the tray. So then you sit beside the stove and she heats up some metal in a spoon on the stove. So she heats up the metal until it becomes liquid. So you just need like a little piece of metal. And then she holds the tray over your head. You cover your head with the towel so nothing sprays on you. And she throws the melted metal into the pot of water that's over your head on the tray. So you're sitting on a chair, you put a towel over your head, she puts the tray over your head, and then she throws the metal into the pot that's over your head on the tray. So then depending on how loud the crack is, that decides how big your evil eye is. So if she throws the metal into the pot and it doesn't make a big sound, then you don't have that bad of an evil eye. If she throws the metal into the pot and it makes a big crack sound, then you have a really big evil eye. So depending on how bad the crack is, the sound, that depends how many times she has to do this process. So she will then take the metal out and you look at it, see what it looks like. It usually looks like an eye. And then she heats it up again and she does this whole process again until the metal doesn't bunch together anymore until it stops making a sound when she throws it. But she has to do it an odd amount of times. So she does it 1 time, 3 times, 5 times, 7 times, or 9 times. And then she keeps doing it until she knows that it's gone. So once she's done it, say 7 times, and she knows that it's gone, the metal now breaks up when she throws it. Then you have to take the pot of water that she's been throwing the metal into. So you take the pot, and again, no one can touch you. So no one touches you. You take the pot and you go out onto the street. So you go out onto the street, wherever you live, you just go out onto the street, and you have to take a sip of the water from the pot that she was just throwing the metal into. And then you take the pot water and you throw it over your right shoulder. And then after you throw the pot water over your right shoulder, you have to walk away and you have to go back into the house and not look back at where you threw the water. So you walk outside, throw the water over your shoulder on the street after you take a sip of it. Then you have to walk back inside and not look at the water, like not look back. You can't look back at it. So you just throw it, then you walk away, then you go back in the house. So usually you kind of like walk to like the left of the door. So when you throw it out, you can just walk right back in the door of the house and then you're fine. So that's how you do a sosa. You don't have to do these often because you normally don't have that bad of evil eye. But I've done it twice and I'm going to see if I can find the photo of the one time I did it and the metal actually looked like an eye. It was crazy. And when she threw the metal into the pot on top of my head, the crack was so loud. I jolted down. I was like, like it's gonna. And she was like, ooh, that's bad. And it was right when I had gotten engaged. And I was like, yeah, I know it's bad because everybody's been staring at my engagement ring, like in a way that is like, like evil eye. So many cultures have evil eye. So Lebanese have a certain one. I'll show a picture on my Instagram. The Italians have the horn. I will also find one and put a picture on my Instagram. And then Greeks are also really known for evil eye. So that blue eye, like the typical emoji that you know of, that's the Greek version. So I know the Greek evil eye is a curse or a legend believed to be cast by a malvoyant glare, usually given to a person who is unaware. That's like the Google definition. More from Google. Is the evil eye good luck? The overall belief of the evil eye bracelets are the belief that it protects the person wearing it from evil spirits and bad luck. Wearing this protective symbol for good fortune or as a protection from the power of the evil negative energy is a cultural commonality amongst the believers. When a person wears or carries an evil eye with them, it guards against misfortune happening in one's life. The evil eye brings good luck and protects you from any ill will that could otherwise have a negative effect on your well-being or your life in general. So thank you to Google for that explanation. It kind of gives you more of an idea than what I said at the beginning of the episode. I know from my Greek friends that their tradition is to have evil eyes in any business that they own, and the evil eye has to be gifted to them. So someone would gift you the evil eye for your business or for your home, and then you would hang it up. And by hanging it up, you're protecting your business, your home from the evil eye. So I am not a very superstitious person. Black cats and ladders don't bother me. But when it comes to the evil eye, I am so superstitious about this because I think I felt it. And I know what it feels like. And when you have the evil eye, like how you know that you need to have a sosa is there's like this heaviness that I felt on my forehead. But it wasn't like a headache. It was almost like a weight. And you feel like your eyes can't fully open and you just feel like really heavy. And you know that something's on you almost. Like it is a feeling of like, I just know when I have the evil eye. I haven't had it in a really long time, but I also adorn myself with evil eyes now. Like I always have a necklace on or a bracelet, or I have my tattoo, obviously. But if you have the evil eye, you will know. And if you have it on your business, you will know. It's just, you'll know. I've done some evil eye clearings. Like people will come to me and be like, I think I have the evil eye. And you know, you can be cleared of the evil eye. You don't have to do the sosa. I mean, these are all just different traditions and different things. And I love the culture. I know some people think it's a little crazy and it's a little foo-foo, but this is one thing that I really do believe in. And it's been a big part of my life for as long as I can remember. So I've never actually researched the evil eye or anything about it, but just for this episode, I wanted to kind of see what the internet has to say about it. And it's really interesting, some of the answers that you can come across. So just again, a Google search. How do you get rid of the evil eye? This one says, this is used in the ancient grandmother technique of removing the effects of the evil eye. An older person in the house would take a handful of rock salts with red chilies and rotate that in front of the child or others for whom the evil eye was being removed from. Some people say to remove the curse. You use olive oil, holy water, a silver dish, a pair of scissors, and some salt. That's kind of like the sosa. Drip the olive oil into the water, and if it spreads out, you have been cursed. And then, what is the meaning of the eye symbol? The eye of providence, or the all-seeing eye of God, is a symbol used in various religions and other institutions that depicts an eye, often enclosed by a triangle and surrounded by rays of light or glory, meant to represent the concept of divine providence, whereby the eye of God watches over humanity. The concept and the significance of the evil eye is especially prominent in the Mediterranean and West Asia. The evil eye is a look or stare that is believed to bring bad luck for the person at whom it is directed for reasons of envy or dislike. Ooh, I like that definition. That makes sense. What does an Italian horn mean? A cornicello. Sorry to any Italian if I'm saying that really wrong. But they say here that the little horn or hornlet is an Italian amulet or talisman worn to protect against the evil eye. So Italians call it malocchio. I find this stuff so interesting, and I love that every culture has something different, but it's all similar. And I do kind of want to address this idea of evil energy or bad energy, because I don't walk around thinking that there's evil and bad energy everywhere and I must be protected and, you need to wear these things in order for this not to happen to you or to not get the evil eye. But I do believe that humans look at each other in a lustful way. We want what other people have, and we can definitely look at someone the wrong way. And I just do believe that there's a level of intent that you're setting almost by wearing these evil eyes or having the tattoo or whatever you do. Put it on your home, put it on your door, put it behind your door, put it on your business, that you're almost just not accepting that. You're not even entertaining the idea that anything can be placed on your business, on your home, on yourself. You won't be subject to any curse or bad luck or bad intent from others. And it's almost just like, you won't even entertain the idea. So, I don't walk around believing that like people are staring at me the wrong way on purpose. I just know that I would like to be protected in the same way that you like sage your home. You're not saying that you have a ton of bad energy in your home, but you just want to freshen the energy up. You want to get rid of what you don't need. Same as the evil eye. So that was my little evil eye rant, my experience with it, and what I believe, what I have experienced. I hope you learned something. If you're interested in the evil eye, I just found out there's lots online about it. But that could also give you more clarity into why you see evil eye jewelry probably everywhere. I've been seeing it more and more recently. And in one of my podcast episodes, I did talk about doing Reiki for my aunt. And I said that I wanted the necklace that she had. And she was like, no, this was my mom's necklace, like my grandma's necklace. She's like, you can't have this necklace. And after I did the Reiki for her and grandma came through, she ended up giving me the necklace. So the evil eye necklace that I now have was actually my grandmother's, which was a gift to her from someone else. So it was actually from Jerusalem, which is really special. So I'm very grateful to have the necklace. My aunt gifted it to me. And I also have another evil eye necklace that is really special to me. When I moved out to Banff, one of my very good friends got it for me, and it's gorgeous. So I do have a few evil eye pieces that are very meaningful to me. And they're special. I hold them close to my heart. So thank you for listening to this episode. I'm really interested to know if your culture has anything about evil eye. So let me know. Send me an email, send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook, and just seeing what other people's beliefs are and what other cultures do for these kind of traditions. Again, you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook, Medium in the Middle, and my links will all be down below for my website. I release new episodes every Tuesday, so I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye.